A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, The Twin Flame Union. In this channeling session, I would be talking about the divine feminine and divine masculine, feeling very surreal love for each other. This is not just love as we see in the worldly world. This is just out of the world, pure. That's why I said out of the world. Pure, surreal, very, very, very intoxicating, very, very enchanting. It has all the flavors of like a hangover, but a very nice hangover. Like hangover is normally seen as a negative word, but this is more like intoxication. And when there is a point where you are high and your intoxication is either going down or it's going up, it's about to start or it's going down. But if it doesn't go up and it doesn't go down and it stays over there, that in Hindi, in Urdu actually, that is called khumari. And another word for it is surur. So you can Google the word surur and get the meaning of it. You can Google the word khumari, Khumari, translate in English, and you will see what I'm trying to say over here. So that's the type of love that these two people are feeling right now in this session. That's the energy. Now this is also a very high state of inner work. This does not happen even in recognition state. Recognition, the two people are very much attracted to each other. It's like they really go through a very mysterious phase at that time, a very mystical phase. But this is the thing that people work for. Now, it is the feminine, as I always say, who needs to get integrated with the source. Because when you integrate with the source, that's the time you actually figure things out. I am actually starting a new channel, another channel. I know there are other channels too, but another channel which is called Source Integration Channelings. I have not started working on it, but I have already recorded a few channelings because I figured out that these channelings are for those people only who have integrated with the source energy or they are in the process of integrating. And these people, boy oh boy, what they go through is unlike anything that they've experienced ever in their entire life. In their entire life or in whatever many lives they've lived. Okay. So it is that level of love. So this channeling that I'm channeling right now, this is once the feminine has integrated with source. What happens after that with the masculine? The masculine, being the mirror, is obviously going to reflect it back to her. Like when your source integration is in process or when it is progressing, one of the biggest changes you'll see is that your relationships with many people, many toxic relationships will convert into very understanding relationships, very kind relationships, because the masculine energy or the feminine energy does not only exist in the twin flame or the twin flame masculine or the twin flame feminine, right? It is a culmination or it is a calculative energy of all the other energies that are present. So when you meet the masculine initially in the first stage of the twin flame journey, at that point in time when he's reflecting to you all the love and all the affection and all the attraction, that's because you have chosen only true love. You have decided that I'm not going to get into anything which does not feel like love to me. But later on, when the testing and crisis starts, they start running away. That's because most of the people in this planet, most of the people in the worldly world, they only want happy times, parties, enjoyment, entertainment from the feminines. But nothing when it comes to take responsibilities, they don't want to take it. And this is the part which actually hurts her the most. But when she goes into separation, she's in her dark night and she's going through a lot of difficulties, she realizes that most people in her life are like that. Most of them, they only wanted her when she's entertaining them, when she's happy, when she's earning money, or when she's doing so many other worldly things. They're always happy with her. But when she's in the worst dark night, because for once, that worst dark night has to come. There is no escaping from it. Otherwise, you can't actually get into source integration. So when that very, 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 very dark night comes, then that's the time everybody wants to just run away from the feminine. And run away does not only mean that they just run away and vanish. It means they don't want to take responsibility for her. They don't want to stand by her. They don't want to believe her. They think that she's crazy. They think that she's selfish. They think that she's mean. They don't believe in her ideas. They don't believe in her concept. They don't believe in her businesses. They don't believe in her love. They don't believe in her faith. Nothing. Just nothing works out. If she's giving good advice to them, they think like what type of a stupid advice it is. So everybody literally writes her off. And look at the timing. When I'm saying this, the light went out in one of the candles. So sometimes these things happen during channeling sessions. So now what happens to her when all these things happen? The whole world goes against her, her own people whom she had trusted. She thought that everybody is going to disbelieve me, but these people at least they won't. Okay, fine. The twin humiliated her, ran away from her, thought she's crazy, thought she's ugly duckling, thought she is just some weirdo I should stay away from. And in some cases, they even had some intimacy with her and then they ran away. So that felt like the worst type of using somebody. Now, in this channeling, that's not all of this, nothing of this sort is happening. In fact, here, the masculine is feeling a lot of love for her. And this is not just love, this is surrender. This is like the very high state of surrender. So he goes like saying that you are my best friend and you are the person who is my beloved. You are the one who has charmed me the most. Like, I only get charmed by you. You are my love. You are my everything, and you have like how kings and queens, they have a court. They have a court, right? They talk to people in their court. So a king and a queen, why is it said that the king and the queen should meet people in their court? Because they have a big throne over there. And when they sit on the throne with the crown on their head, it's all the public and everybody, the ministers, everyone is like bowing down to them, or everyone is working for them, and they are literally, everybody loves them. Most people, when a king or a queen is formed, the public really loves them, So this person is saying, the masculine is saying, that you are that king, that queen or king in vice versa situation, with the crown, with the throne. My heart is your court. My heart is your court, where you are the king and the queen. The masculine says that you are the queen of my heart, with your throne, with everything that you want, okay? And I must have also said this word fakir. Fakir, there is another word for fakir also in Hindi. So this person is saying that I am literally your devotee. And I am not an ordinary devotee. I am the kind of devotee who's literally like all about you from top to bottom, And I have left everything for you. I have left literally everything for you. And I really I'm requesting you that if you can please help me cross this difficult ocean, like when you are in the ocean, like how Noah created a boat. It was not really a boat, it was a huge ship. But that was a difficult task because the type of storm, the type of water level that Noah was into, it was impossible for anyone to save him until and unless he was literally blessed by God to do it. He was like literally guided to do it. Similarly, when you want someone to save you, when you want someone to see to see them through a difficult situation, you know, to take them to the other side of the bank, like a traveler, like how a traveler travels in the water. So it is like this person has completely surrendered that you are the only person who can save me. You are the only person who can see through me, through my difficulty. So please do that. Please do that. Please help me out, you know. Please take me out of all of this. And my family and my life, you know, like the worldly life, the family life, my house, my everything now looks to me like stupid, you know, pointless. Why? Because I have become your devotee, literally. I used to like be angry with you. I have blamed you. I have like done all sorts of things, negative things. But now I realize what you are for me completely. So it's like when the feminine fully surrenders to source, the masculine fully surrenders to feminine. It might be sounding for a lot of you like, oh, really? Like, wow, I should surrender to source right away. But surrendering to source is not so easy. Those who are in this process, you would know how difficult it is to surrender to source completely. Because it's like literally killing your ego, literally killing all your desires, literally completely taking away the control from your life. So when you do that, he being your ultimate mirror has no other option but to not do it. He has to show it to you. And as I was saying, that when the feminine is doing source integration, like how should the feminine know that the source integration is working? First of all, most of our relationships will become very peaceful. And some of our long-term exes, like you have been with somebody for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you had a very intense relationship with him, with a lot of people in the group, with a lot of mutual friends. But because of the breakup, you thought that, you know, it's better to go away from everyone. It's better to not do anything like that because you don't want to be reminded of them. And it could have been possible that you were the runner in that relationship. You know, you were the one who was not willing to commit or settle down, and they were the ones who were in love with you. And they would listen to you and they would do everything as you would say. So you feel that, you know, I should also make peace with all of those people and all of those situations. And you do make peace with them. You know, you make peace with all those, a lot of people, you know. Some people you don't really go ahead and talk to, but you acknowledge their presence. Or you just let it go. You let go of all the negative energy you have for them. Whether it's you are running away from them, because from some people you do want to run away because you're like, you know, I don't want to face them, or I don't want to talk to them. They're too clingy or they're too needy, so I don't want to do that. But you understand that that is also a part of you. You know, they're showing something that you need to work on. And you sort of forgive a lot of people. You don't make too many efforts, but at the same time you're present. You're not scared of responsibilities. You're not the one who practices nothing but preaches a lot. So you practice what you preach. And you fix many of your masculine and feminine relationships. And sometimes they get fixed automatically because your focus is not on them anymore. Your focus is only on source integration, on surrendering. And when it's not always like only one area will get healed, you know. One thing is connected to another. How they say one thing leads to another, right? Similarly, when you were disconnecting from source, like what happens is when you are really disconnecting with source, you are very nasty about source. Like you will, you know, maybe with a group of friends make fun of God, or you're gonna talk ill about the supreme energy. You're gonna be with very negative people who are very gossipy in nature, who just like, who do everything opposite of what's godly, you know. They'll make people fight. They'll do a lot of drinking, smoking, drugs, lot of casual sex. They'll be into sexual misconduct of some kind. They'll be like very, very selfish. And they'll be like doing all wrong things, basically, all inhuman activities. But, you know, they'll be like, it's cool, you know. And you'll be hanging out with such people quite a lot. And you'll be giving out a lot of energy. But when you start integrating back to source, you will realize all those things that you did. And when you come across someone who has forgotten their path, who is doing similar things that you could have also done, maybe you were not, doing it to such a depth or to such an extreme, but you'll think that, at one point in time, I was equally ignorant and I was also involved with all these dark things, like making people fight, being very negative, blaming, using people, cutting people out, keeping people on my fingertips all the time, treating them like they are my servants or they're my slaves. I've also done all those things in my life, in my previous life. Maybe when I was a teenager, I was extremely disrespectful to my teachers and I was disrespectful to my parents or elders, or I thought too much about myself. Or maybe you made a lot of money, but you never gave it to anyone. You just blew it on yourself, constantly buying branded clothes, going for parties, drinking up all night, eating all kinds of junk, toxic food, completely, doing all harmful things, basically. So you realize that if I could have done all of that, and today I am this sober version who's looking for peace and who's like a spiritual warrior, then I'm sure some other people can do that too. So you don't involve in their negativity. You don't go and fight with them. You don't say nasty things to them. You don't abuse them or accuse them. You just simply say that they've lost their path and I hope they find it, and then you move on from there. Another part of source integration is also to have a healthy balance of when to speak, when not to speak, when to take a stand, when not to take a stand. And all these things, they automatically happen. Trust me, source integration is such a beautiful, wonderful concept, such a beautiful, wonderful feeling that when it happens, when it works out, it will work out on its own. You don't really have to do anything. All your work should be to surrender fully, connect with the name, and that's it. Connect with the Bij mantra, connect with the sound of the Bij mantra. And once the sound keeps playing inside of you, you don't even know what all is going to happen to you, but it will happen, trust me. But don't trust me just because I'm saying trust me, like I'm not going to say that, okay, you do this or you don't do that, or else this will happen. Try it out, experiment, research, study. Like this is the best thing that a twin flame can do, especially if you're a spiritual warrior. If you are in the matrix reality like the masculines, then I'm not going to say all these things to you. And you have played the matrix reality also. Before getting into the twin flame, like the masculine meeting or the merge, you were the matrix twin, okay? And they were the spiritual warriors. So they didn't know what they were doing. You didn't know that you were matrix twin. But when you switch the roles, when you reverse the roles, then you become the spiritual, because that's how it should be done. Like that's how it is, just to get a taste of the worldly world. Because you don't want to blame them. Some people, they can't forget their masculine and they stretch a huge delay happens because of that. Because they forget when they were in the matrix reality, what the hell were they doing? Weren't they doing similar things? Weren't they being blind? Were they being blaming other people? Weren't they being greedy or doing odd jobs or menial jobs or going crazy for money? Sometimes if not crazy for money, but then, working too hard for money, or just not being themselves, just listening to other people, just not being able to take their own decisions. So many mistakes a spiritual twin has also made. And that's the thing, they figure out when they do the source integration. Now, when I say that the masculine is mirroring a feminine who is into source integration, don't think that the masculine is not going to feel the surreal emotions. But obviously, it happens when he looks at her. When he looks at her, he feels like she can guide me. She can teach me. She is my godly woman. She's my beloved. She's my enchantress. And she's the only one for me. There's nobody else for me. Okay. And the feminine, when she's integrating with the source, one thing is very strong, a very strong point that comes across is that she feels that without source, she can't do anything. Like this whole thing that we speak about, receiving and giving. You give this, you receive that, receiving energy, giving energy. Or, even the exchange of things, even giving love and getting love. She feels without the source, I don't want anything. I really don't want anything, because my only desire, so all my desires are dead, everything is over, but I have one desire which I don't think I want to kill, and that is the desire to be always integrated with source. Always be one with the name, always be one with the Bij mantra, the sound of source, the energy of source, because source is actually, you can actually integrate with source the fastest through sound energy. And that's the reason why I teach people on chakras how to integrate. So if you're separated from your masculine because of your sacral chakra block and your solar plexus block, believe you me, you will take many years, many more years to actually get into union, till the time you don't get aligned with your chakras. So that's the reason why I say everybody needs to align with their chakras. Everybody needs a chakra therapy. From that perspective, everybody who's in the twin flame journey. But of course, you can't get it right away. Some of you can, some of you can't. Some of you don't even know what chakras are, what chakra therapy can do, what aligning the chakra means actually, how it is related to union, all of that. Many people don't know about it. Anyway, my disclaimer to people is that if you get into a personal reading with me, if you take a personal session, then please do not share your twin flame story in advance with me. A reader should not know anything about the querent in advance, because then they will not do a honest and real reading. They will already know too much about them, and the reading will get biased and the information will not be clear. So don't share anything at all. But when we do the reading, when we are into the reading, that's the time you can share many things. That's how it naturally progresses. So whatever information you're looking for in terms of how to get a personal reading, how to get a personal session with me, there is a twin flame intuitive reading, and there is a reading which is called Vedic Indian Astrology Twin Flame reading. That's number 2 reading. And then there are various therapy courses, like there is chakra therapy, as I mentioned, there is karmic release therapy, and there is transmutation of anger into love towards your twin flame. There is mind, body, soul connect for those who are in the mission already, who have advanced a lot. There is dream interpretation also. So all of that information is mentioned in the description box under this video, under all videos. Just follow the disclaimer, that's all. And once you're sure, only then write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. Now what she's feeling is, number one, as I said, she doesn't want to do anything with the worldly world. Her only desire is to be with the source. And feminine feels that when she is with the source, she is a mystical creature. And that mysticism is what really makes her feel very divine, complete, very whole, as if she doesn't need anyone and anything. And she says that even the world has gotten bored with me, other people, the worldly people don't connect with me. She's saying that in a funny way, the worldly people don't connect with me and I don't connect with them. I feel that the worldly people don't exist and I also don't exist for them, I'm invisible for them. They are invisible for me. And the sound of source is with me, and I am the one who's a true devotee, like who wants to be the truest devotee ever. There's no competition with anyone, but then this is so amazing. This feeling is so awesome. Like I've never experienced it in my entire life. And the feminine is requesting to the source that please help me cross this ocean of, in Hindi we call it Bhav Sagar, BHAVSAGAR. You can Google it, Bhav Sagar. So she is telling source that please help me cross this Bhav Sagar, this cycle of misery and suffering. In fact, after integrating with the source, there is no real misery or suffering. There's nothing that can actually bother the feminine after that. That is a very high state to be in. So she is in that state and she's like, I'm just roaming in this world just as somebody who's all about you, you know. In every pore of my body I feel you. In every breath I feel you. And the masculine, obviously, he is literally reflecting it back. And he's saying that to the feminine, he's saying that, you know, he's like scientifically he's talking that it's about yin and yang, you know, like when you look at the yin and yang picture, you see that there is equal amount of yin and equal amount of yang on both the sides, you know. Both of them are incomplete without each other. Both of them have their each other's essence. So he's saying, you know, in the earth cannot be without the sky cannot be without the earth. Even when we look at all the sentient beings, if you look at the 5 elements that are required to create any sentient being, one of the 5th element is called Akash. Okay, Akash means the sky. It's not air. They're not talking about air. They're talking about Akash, which is also called ether, which is also called spirit. So even when a sentient being is created by Supreme or by the nature, they need to have each other. Without the earth, like we come from earth, we go from earth, we say that. But the thing that we need to complete the life pattern, to get life into us, is ether. Now, this person, like this masculine, is saying that I am suffering from a disease. You know, I am suffering from a disease, and that disease is love. I have fallen in love with you so deeply, but I don't want to let go of this disease. Okay. I look at people, they are suffering. So many people are suffering. And you know, when people look at me also, they say that this guy, nothing can be done about him. Like nothing. He's lost it. He's lost his marbles. He's gone cuckoo in the head for some girl. Like, who is this girl? We don't know. He doesn't want to talk about it. He's keeping the love very secret. In one of my channeling also, I had mentioned to some of the people who listened to it, I don't know how many of you took notice of it, but I had mentioned that this love that you feel, this twin flame love, this ascension journey, it has to be kept a secret from most people. You can't tell everybody that you are going through this mystical experience. You can't tell people because they're not going to understand. You're going to be the butt of all jokes, and at the same time, you're going to lose the energy because it's not something that you flaunt. It's not something that you show off. It is something that is full of contradictions. So when I say it is not something that you flaunt and show off, when you make it secret, that's the time people get to know about it. And they're not going to question you. Like when a flower blooms, the fragrance of the flower is everywhere. You know, in Hindi, in Urdu actually, there's a very nice phrase which says, "Ishq aur mushk chupaye nahi chupte." You know, so ishq is the fragrance, ishq is love, and mushk is the musk deer, fragrance from the musk deer is called mushk in Urdu. So they are saying that these two fragrances, like ishq as well as musk, it's comparing with each other. They cannot be hidden by anyone. It is not a secret that can be kept, but you don't know where it's coming from. So that's the fun part of it, you know. So people can't really figure out where is it coming from. So now, another thing that masculine is saying, that without any reason or rhyme, I'm up in the nights. Without any reason or rhyme. It's not like I am going through a dark night, because yes, people don't sleep in the dark nights also, but when they integrate with Source or when they found pure love, they become very energized, they become very energetic, they don't sleep so much, they don't need to sleep so much, they're very active, they exercise, they eat healthy. And a lot of them don't sleep in the nights because they've started enjoying this kind of a devotion that they're practicing. So being in love with the feminine feels like some kind of a devotion, because she is, according to him, she is that nice, she is that amazing. And he's not an obsessive lover or a stalker right now. He could have been that. Maybe she has been that. Who knows, at one time. But he's not doing any of that. And he feels that very blessed to actually have her in his life. Very, very grateful he is. and he just wants to continue living like this. Now, in some of the cases, they could be in contact. Some of the cases, they may not be in contact yet. Let me tell you that. The feminine doesn't care about contact, no contact, separation, no separation, engagement, no engagement, marriage, no marriage. She's just out of all these 3D things. She has no interest in anything, literally. She's literally become a mystical being, I would say. So, he could be feeling all this love, and no contact is a confused concept for some people, because some of them feel that just because my masculine is not talking to me. Now that's why I can't address everyone in this channeling. I know that those masculines who reach to this stage, they will have some or the other contact with the feminine. Like something will happen. In the dream state also, he would be the one chasing the feminine. The feminine will not be interested in them, and this will surprise the feminines. Like in most of the dream interpretation stages, before any of this happens, they are either in love, they're either hanging out, either very happy, being very surreal, very cordial. But when the source integration is happening very deeply and intensely, even in the dream state, the feminine is not going to connect with the masculine. Like he would be the one coming and talking to her. He would be the one trying it out, but she will not. Like some of the signs that I can give for the community, like a public dream interpretation, is like the masculine and feminine, they are in a same place. It's a mall. Now, when the source integration happens, the feminines normally would not go to public gatherings. They would become very inclusive. They would not like to go into places which are very crowded. They don't like to waste time in all of these affairs. If they are there by chance, it's never going to be planned out. It will never be a planned affair. It will just happen, and they would come back to their space very fast. Like once they're done, they'll be like, okay, I want to go back to my zone. So, first of all, she doesn't want to be in the public setup, but she's still there. And a very mystical person, again a very mystical person like an angel or a messenger, tells the feminine that the masculine is here too. And she's like, where is he? And he says, over there. I can see him coming. And he's literally coming. And he's with a karmic, or he is with somebody. It's not yet decided that he is with the karmic, but she sees him with some other people, and she says, I don't want to see him. I don't want to talk to him. Okay, please leave me. I want to be alone because I'm very happy. I am very peaceful. I don't want this drama in my life. And if he is not meant to be, why do I have to even look at him? Like if source does not want me to be with him right now, because she surrendered. People who surrender, they completely surrender. They don't question anything. They don't question separation. They don't question meeting up. They don't question anything. Yes, they can ask source. They can ask questions to source. They can, be like, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? Or what is it that I need to work on? How can I make my twin flame journey better? How do I remove the blocks? What are the blocks? Are they from my past life? These type of very logical questions will come to the feminine's mind, and she can ask any of these questions. She can even ask like, when is my union happening? But I see that this is coming from a perspective of attaining some kind of a goal, So she's like going away from this person, and it's a very mystical land. It's a land full of, it's not like earth plane, There are many, even on the street, if you see street performers, like usually in the 3D world, you see street performers singing or dancing or doing some acts. Here they are doing some magical things, So, and it's not Harry Potter. It's not the dark Harry Potter, or it's not the dark world. It's not the Twilight and all those things. It's completely light based. Like somebody has a lot of butterflies hanging out with them. Somebody sitting with a lot of birds. Somebody is in one corner with a lot of cute little cats. these are just coming from animal kingdom. Somebody is playing with the colors. Somebody is able to do something like moving things with their minds, and it's like a different place to be in. But she is not interested in any of those because she feels that even these are somehow connected to ego. I'm not talking about animal, birds and butterflies. Those are, yes, those are natural things, but even they should not be out for display. So she knows who is at what level, if you're doing anything for a contribution for earth, it should not be seen as like, it should not be talked about. It should not be publicized. It should not be in the mainstream media. Nothing of that sort. As I said, that your love has to be secret. Your secret love has to be maintained, at least till the time you don't figure it out. After you figure it out, you can inspire others, you can share others, you can tell them that this is how I reached to source. This is how I found out everything. This is how I got my questions answered, but not before that. So now she's walking away from him, and she's walking very fast because she does not want him to notice her. She's like, it would be really good if he does not see me. So to the messenger, to the angel also who's present over there, who has like a time, what you call it, a time, it's a gift. I don't know how to explain it in words, but he can see through time and he can see through people, basically, that messenger. So she's kind of worried that the messenger might tell him that I'm here too, just the way he told me. And that's exactly what the messenger will do. He tells him that she is here. And he goes like, oh my God, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? He says, but she saw you with someone. He's like, I don't care about that. Maybe she saw me with someone. I don't even care about it. I don't choose this person. I don't choose this karmic. She's just with me, just like that. And she's not even my karmic. I don't care. Where is she? Can you please help me? Can you please tell me where is she? Which area? Where has she entered? Which zone? Which dimension she stepped into? And he says, okay, she's over there. She's just want to stay hidden from you. And now she's walking against him, and he's walking very fast, walking behind her. And she's like literally running, and she's like, if I cross that lane, he'll be far away from me. So I better do that, because then I'll become invisible for him. And when she's walking, she sees a sort of a godmother figure with a huge rabbit next to her. Now, he has seen her. She has seen him. They have both made eye contact. Okay. But they are in a different spot. And just in front of her, now she steps into a zone where he cannot see her. He's invisible. And the fairy godmother, you can say fairy godmother is a very cliche term, I would say. Godmother is much better. Godmother, or there's a divine goddess, actually. A divine goddess, feminine being, feminine goddess is there. And she has sort of a pet rabbit, but there is no, it's like there's no leash on his neck. He's also a surrendered pet. When you have a surrendered pet, you don't need them to tie them around or anything. They'll just, if you're walking on a road, you're walking on a street, they'll walk along with you. Wherever you go, they'll follow you. No matter whatever dangers they see, they'll not leave you. And when you come back, they'll come back with you. So those are surrendered pets, fully surrendered to their parent human or parent being. So that type of a rabbit, but it's a huge rabbit. She's never seen a big rabbit like that. And that confuses her, and the godmother smiles at her because she's giving her a symbolic meaning, Basically, first of all, rabbits are really small. Now this is a big rabbit, so she's trying to tell her. The rabbit is symbolic of something. The rabbit is symbolic of like one thing, that first of all, if a rabbit enters into a partnership with another rabbit, a female rabbit, then they will be never happy without that person again. And this is a big ass rabbit, like it's not a small size rabbit. So she's giving her a sign that he is your partner. He's chosen you as a partner now. And he cannot survive without you, or it's not even survival actually, sorry to use that word. He cannot be completely happy on his own again. And sometimes people keep the rabbits in pairs also, you know. Even when they form a bond with a human being, you would notice if they become attached to a person, then first this bond will not happen easily. It will take time, it will take patience. It's a good amount of work. But if it happens, then they will not leave their person at all. You know, they'll cuddle, they'll play, they'll always be like, carry me. You know, they always want to feel very secure, you know. When you study spirit animals, you'll know that if this comes as, and this is for everyone I'm doing this message, this symbolic message. So basically rabbits, they love to play a lot. They have lots of energy. They will always express their love for you. Once they're close to you, they will always, in some way, in cute ways, they'll tell you always, you know. And they'll love to spend their time with the person they love. They're very relaxed creatures. They're not like hyperactive or something. So, it also represents prosperity, wealth, abundance. And this animal is a symbolism of fertility and longevity also. So in many ways, and a small sized rabbit would mean the same thing, but if a huge rabbit is being shown to the feminines, it means that universe is saying that, you know, this is definitely big, you know, their loyalty, their commitment, their love for you, they are really into you, you know. So this is where I'm going to close this channeling session. It is a very surreal channeling session, to be honest. This is how I feel, and how it has ended also is very surreal. Few days back, there was a channeling given for the feminines. It was quite opposite of it because some snakes were shown to me, and at the same time, the snakes were connected to the feminine's mother as in the matriarchal energy. It was literally like the snakes were punishing the matriarchal energy, those with matriarchal energy who had created difficulties for the feminine, who had misunderstood the feminine or in some way hurt the feminine a lot. So those matriarchal, any feminine or men, any men and women who were holding that matriarchal template, whosoever had hurt her, were being given a very good lesson by the snakes, like big snakes. Big snakes were biting them. And I got this answer that all those people are going to basically suffer. They're going to get a taste of their own medicine. The venom and the biting, it's all coming back to them. And sometimes it's good because it also kind of teaches them a lesson. And after they learn the lesson, they realize that, you know, you could be daughter, sister, friend, whatever, was really, really good. And if I want to be with her, then I need to surrender I need to behave. Like, I cannot continue like this. So it's like they get a nice ass whopping from the universe. So this happened few weeks ago. But when this rabbit vision came with the godmother, the funny part was, or the interesting part was, that she was standing on the same road. The road that I saw, because it's like a portal, it's like a dimensional path you take. So last time she saw the matriarchal energy a sister was there, mother was there, all those females were there who had made her life very miserable. Because of them, she felt so unloved and compared with. So these people were getting a lesson, and the snakes were not doing anything to the feminine. In fact, to the feminine, they were just like very nonchalant and very peaceful, you know, on the contrary. So she was not scared. And what she was feeling is, she was feeling bad for them. She was like, oh my God, they're getting bitten in their asses right now, or they're getting bitten very badly. Oh no, what should I do? But she also was told or guided that don't interfere. Now you have to observe, you know, sometimes you just have to quietly observe, because you get very sentimental, very sympathetic, and then you spoil this whole thing. Just be there for them when they come back to you telling you that, oh, I got bitten, or I learnt my lesson, or I need to go to the doctor. There are definitely ways that you'll save them, or they'll come to you to get saved, and you will save them. You will be the one to ultimately save them. So just let it be. Let us do our job. It's not like literally we're going to bite them and they're going to die or anything. We are just teaching them a lesson. So don't freak out on us. Now the road that she was standing on, and all of these snakes were moving, and you know what, there were many snakes, very big snakes, huge snakes. For some people it could create an energy of fear, but for the feminine there was no such energy was displayed to them, no such energy. And then on the same road, while she's looking ahead, there is the divine mother, or it's a divine lady with the rabbit, and behind her is the masculine with whom she has an eye contact, and she turns away from him. She's like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see him, So when your inner work becomes very strong, when you integrate with the source, nobody is going to force you to do all these things. These things will happen on their own, and the dream state is actually like a test. It's like where you literally test yourself, because when your inner work is really strong, you remember everything in the dream as well. You don't forget anything. You have full control of things in the dream state as well. So on this note, I'm going to sign out from this channeling session. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.